Good morning. This is the Site Plan Review Committee meeting for October 22nd, 2019. Committee members present today include Paul Cheever, Deputy Fire Chief, Bender Cristoforo, Building Inspector, myself, Frank Stringy, City Planner, Nick Rystrom, City Engineer, and Joe Maglione, Assistant Director of Water and Sewer. The first site plan on the agenda today is 957 Broadway. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Smith, the architect. He's downloaded all the plans.
All right.
So summarize why you're here. And
Yeah. So the church is looking to renovate its existing facility, and as part of that, there's going to be some replanning done. They want to improve accessibility within the building by adding a new elevator, and they also want to rebuild their sanctuary, which is currently a remnant of the Circle Club from at least the 1940s, if not further. And they're adding some space on the second floor within the existing site footprint, and finishing some space that they've been using on an ad hoc basis in the basement. So that's kind of the nutshell of the project. The footprint is essentially the same footprint that you saw the last time the project was submitted for the site plan review for the addition of the 14 Hutchinson property. And impacts on site of this project are minimal. As I said, we're working within the existing building footprint. There's no extension beyond that. The building height remains below the existing building height.
Okay. Do you have plans to show us any changes?
So the present building, if you'll recall, is the conversion of, I think it's the August Moon restaurant. And the building as it stood when they purchased the property and as it is today was 2 stories on the south side of the building and a single story on this side. So the plan is to demolish the let's just go find the site plan here for a moment. So we would be demolishing the first floor and the roof of this section of the building. We're also removing the existing stage.
Are you talking about interior demolition or exterior?
Interior and exterior.
Oh, both.
Yeah.
So that whole level is coming down.
Yeah, it's coming down to grade. We discovered in the course of our investigations that this portion of the foundation is pretty dicey, so that's going to have to be replaced. And it's also, the building has remnants of the old restaurant. It's got this bar here with a sunken floor in it. That's going to go away. And there's some dumbwaiter here that needs to get out of the way for planning purposes. So those are the principal issues there. Oh, in this area, we've got this whole area of the basement was pretty much a mess. It's been cleaned out somewhat, but it's still a maze of partitions and small spaces.
There's no extension of the existing structure.
The only extension is that this wall is skewed about 9 inches relative to this wall. And the proposal is to straighten that wall out, so at least for this stretch we can have all the bar joists be the same dimension. But it stays within the footprint of the property line. This is a corner lot. So basically, you got front yards on 3 sides. In the business district, we can come to the lot line. The existing footprint kisses the line here, and by straightening it out, we're still.
Where's the existing lot line?
No, I don't have it on that drawing. It's back with the site drawings here. Yeah, so you can see right here that it skews a bit, and straightening it out doesn't bring it quite all the way to the property line. I think we're still 14 inches back at that corner.
And you're bringing this up to the same elevation?
Yeah, essentially, yes.
Wasn't that essentially the same plan as last time?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that hasn't changed since the last time you saw it.
Okay, interior space.
Yeah, interiors. Okay,
Can I see this real quick, please?
Yep.
Second floor demo?
Yeah, so basically that all comes off.
Okay.
This is the construction that we have here, and we discovered that whatever footing it is about a foot below grade. I think there are some piers that go down further.
Okay.
But this is the front part of the basement where there is a full foundation.
So this is a structural interior wall?
Yeah, this portion, I believe, was built in the late 80s or 90s, so this is steel frame, bar joist construction. Over here is wooden, largely wooden construction. Some beams have been introduced to remove bearing walls, but it's all a wooden construction. We propose to replace that structure with modern steel. So the proposed plan will include some rearrangements, as I said here. We're going to, the pastor wants to move his office down here closer to the entrance, so the pastor and secretary will be here. This will be lobby space. This presently is a wheelchair lift that is not operable. It's replaced with a Lula elevator that will provide access to all levels. At the lower level, there's space in here that is used by young adults sometimes now, and so this gets finished out, and we're adding some toilets at this level, adding accessibility at this level, adding an egress stair here. The existing egress route goes through an area of very low ceilings to get to the stair, so we're providing a legitimate egress route for this. And that comes up under the stair that exists now going up to the second floor.
So you have this egress, you have this egress.
Yep.
And then very low ceiling at egress.
Yeah.
Okay.
When you say low, what are we talking?
It's probably about 6'6" or so under the bar joist through here. So it's okay. You don't want tall people there.
So I can tell you the level of alteration on this is it's going to be basically new construction.
Mm-hmm.
Just analyze your code compliancy that way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, relative to accessibility and all parts of the construction.
Yeah.
Do we want
Oh, most likely, yeah.
Okay, so you want a Chapter 34
Yep.
review. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Got it.
Yep. Okay. So first floor is on 2 levels now. That will remain the case. There will be accessibility here that doesn't exist now. On the sanctuary side, we'd be reusing most of the floor construction back to here, and then this area is going to be new construction, new floor construction, and steel frame walls, steel light gauge metal framing, and synthetic stucco finish on this part of the building.
So you're calling that a platform. I'm going to look at it as a bit of a stage based on the side of it. So make sure you're looking at that according to the code.
Mm-hmm. second floor, this all exists, this exists, the kitchen exists. We're making some changes right here as part of providing a route into this space. So this is a multi-function room, egress here and here. The existing building is sprinklered. The sprinklering will be extended through the entire space of the new construction in this area.
Does the new building, addition of that space have any impact on the fire service, the size of the fire service?
I don't.
What's going in there now? Any idea?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there, follow to that, is there any changes or modifications that are expected with relation to the domestic or fire service for the building?
Well,
Yeah.
increasing the volume, my guess is going to be
Right.
increasing service.
Well, I think we may have to review that. I have not had anything. Yeah, there's a fairly substantial modern service that comes into the building. I can verify with the fire protection engineer that he's reviewed that. The sanctuary footprint does not change. You get more ceiling height, or whatever that means.
Oh, so there's not a second level? You're not.
There is a second.
just in the front area.
This space is the new space of the building over these spaces.
And the
that exist
sanctuary
now.
is just going to extend
Yeah.
to the roof, okay.
Yeah, so if I jump ahead here for a moment to a longitudinal section through there. So here is the sanctuary, and at present, basically what you have is a roof that comes straight across here. So we're raising the roof and putting a room over part of it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, has there been any change to the overall site plan, the parking areas, or anything? Has that been constructed already?
Yes.
Is it completed with that second egress gate and everything else too?
No, I think the second egress gate, we're waiting on that. We have a little problem with the design of the, whatever you want to call it, the design, the water retention
The
system.
stormwater detention.
So we've met with contractor, J&M Builders, Joe McGonigal, you might know him. He's been working with for many years, we've met with him, Peter Blaisdell. We're going to propose to the city engineer that we put cement way beyond my expertise here, but cement chambers, which will allow the gas to park on, which is what he's like to. That said plan should be coming. You know you're on vacations. So that will be the only we need to finish up. We're getting, I guess, a couple of sites. The building inspector's office, saying unkept area.
That's why the back part hasn't been done, because you're looking for some kind of retention system.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been thought that somewhere along the line you made the decision to knock down the garage, and that turned into lefts and rights, and I wasn't involved in certain parts of it, but now I am. So.
But you have an improved parking plan.
We do.
Yeah, address that.
We have two curb cuts.
Yeah, very fair.
This is the approval that we got from your office on the parking plan and so forth. So this might change, right? I think that he might be able to park with that once Peter's done.
Back to the garage used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and this has turned out to be, it's just not working the way it was. So Peter went back in there, re-engineered the whole thing.
So the buffer zones aren't changing or anything?
No.
All right,
So
So here's your
this
but-
gate isn't built yet.
Right, because I've been by and noticed that. All right, so this is your other egress, which is out of the building now. So now you got tandem parking right outside the egress. You maintaining my 10-foot path to the public way?
Okay, well, that means we've got to mark that off on the site to make sure it looks.
So
Just
I'd ask you a list of review.
Yeah, okay.
Because I don't see my
Yeah,
path to the public way.
okay.
Okay, now looking to take that grass away and make additional parking, we need to address that.
What we might want to look at here, the property line runs back here, and this may be a discussion with the neighbor, but you could make an egress path out to Beach Road there. That's one possibility. Another would be to rejigger this and then have a marked band across here, no parking on this band that takes you straight out to the street. So I think and actually the way that Peter has marked off parking spaces here, it looks like there's a path along the side of the building.
Does it meet the width though?
So you're looking for 10 feet. So you're looking for.
If you tell me the code says something different.
Yeah. All right. So what you're looking for really is
Code
a way to bring emergency
compliance,
vehicles in. Yeah.
So why you can develop your plan, and once you submit the drawings, we'll comment on it.
Yeah. All right. I'll pass that one back to Peter.
Deputy, you should know that they are going to be historically allowed to park on this plan, but certainly I'm sure there's this.
Understood, but that doesn't circumvent public safety, or exiting the building during an emergency.
Place of assembly special. We're also increasing the density.
And if we can somehow get by problem here, we'll have a little extra. Things around.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk with Peter about that.
Yep.
I'll have an answer for you.
All right,
Yep.
so there'll be a new site plan review issued on.
Yep.
Proceed. It's plan review.
Yep.
You just upload the changes to the parking lot, if you add more spaces in, include the 10-foot public way, unobstructed public way.
And so, see systems in the stage platform area, make sure that we're addressing that with the fire systems.
Yep. You mean as far as sprinklering and detection and all that
Correct.
stuff?
Make sure we pass on to the fire protection engineer that yes, address
Yep.
that accordingly.
Yeah.
And then we're also looking for the chapter 34 review on the building,
Okay.
which is going to tell you what to do with that basement.
And quite frankly, that's if it doesn't hit substantial renovation, basically, which would drive new construction. Which it may, you'd have to kind of analyze that. My guess is it may drive new construction because of your scope of work. But I won't be able to determine that until we have your documents and we analyze them correctly.
I want to say 6-inch, but I'd want to look at it again to be certain. And as I say, it's a relatively modern system. I don't think it dates back any later than early 90s, and maybe more recent.
I think this got updated when the code changes.
Yeah. Yep.
So you're not expecting any modifications to your utility services, water, sewer?
No. I mean, essentially, we are trying to better accommodate the occupancy that exists today. And the sanctuary does not change in size. That's really what drives the maximum occupancy at any one time. Because the way that a church generally works is that people come, they go to the service, and then they disperse to other rooms for other functions afterwards. And they simply don't have the rooms to accommodate the number of people who come to the service now, and that's what they're trying to address here.
Question, the exterior of the building is going to be stucco
Yeah.
panels, stucco panels.
Yeah.
Just a comment, I mean, wouldn't you want to bring more light into the sanctuary and have more windows here?
Just how big it is.
Yeah, that's been a point of discussion, but this church, like a lot of the modern evangelical churches, relies a lot on media. And if you go through the plans in detail, you'll find that there is about a 20-foot wide video display at the back that that they're going to use as part of their service. So I personally love to have more daylight in these sanctuary spaces, but evangelical churches really want to use their cameras and their screens and so forth.
All right, so once we get the drawings, we may call for private meeting because again, it's code compliancy that you have to meet.
Yep.
So,
Okay?
all right.
You're all
Thank
set.
you.
All right.
216 Breedens Lane. So 216 Breedens Lane.
Gentlemen, we were on the agenda for last week for 208, and I thought 216 was going to be on as well, but it wasn't, so we're back here for...
Quick question, what lot number is 216? 12-3? 12.
It's right over here.
12-3.
Yeah, 12-4 is 208 is 12-3.
208 is 12-3?
208 is lot 12-3, 208.
Well, this is 216.
No. I'm bringing
the
both
drawings
plans.
together.
Oh, you have
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
side.
yeah.
Because they've been updated.
So it's 12-4. 216 is 12-4.
No, it's 2G. Yeah, it's 2G.
Is that parcel or lot?
461B, 2G.
That's parcel.
Yep.
This is lot.
These are new lots created with the subdivision. These are the lot numbers that they attach to that subdivision. The assessor's office. I wouldn't mind using the parcel ID.
Right. It's easy for us, Frank, actually.
Use the parcel
Yeah,
ID.
yeah,
So
it is.
what is your parcel ID?
Yeah.
It's 461B.
2G.
And you're gonna submit your
So that's
application
on-
under that
that's on
parcel number
2G.
anyway.
The lots,
The parcel IDs are right here.
Parcel ID.
Correct, yeah, that's how you're gonna submit your
It's the same
building
parcel
permit
ID,
application.
right?
Yep.
For both lots.
No,
They've already been
separate.
split. It's already
it's been split.
Oh, yeah, it's separate.
So what's 208? What's the parcel number 208?
Which one's 208, right next door?
Yeah.
2F.
2F.
Okay.
And again, as the plans have been updated, the sidewalk moved onto the property, which that parcel of land will be deeded over to the city. And also incorporated the fire hydrant at the request of Deputy Chief Chivas.
Is there a retaining wall being constructed here on the front?
No, that's it's just for
Up the side here of the driveway?
Just to make the drawings look pretty.
well, I didn't put them on this. So
We have a modular
refer
wall
that to
retaining
Katie.
wall.
That's just for the runoff and the.
Is that under 3 feet, 4 feet?
This is not under 4 feet, no.
So we have to see.
Well, it'll be the engineered blocking wall, so they give their own engineering.
Yeah, structural.
With it, that comes with it.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is
it comes with
submitted as a separate permit.
Yeah.
Have to be stamped by structural.
Are you done clearing this lot?
We are.
Did you maintain any trees in front?
There were no trees in the front. It was all brush.
It's all,
Because it was a home here. It was dug out, and the foundation was removed, and so it was.
This one's pretty brushy, yeah, this keeps too long.
yeah.
We took down a couple of, a few dead ones, and
So, I mean, you took a lot of trees down, so we may require, standard is, 2 trees, we may require.
No, that's
4 or 5
expected.
trees in
Well-
this section, yes.
4 or 5.
100.
Or as many as you probably be doubling them up, 4.
Okay. Well, if there's room, I don't know if there's room, but
6-inch gauge.
easy with
Plenty
the.
of room.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We got walkways, we have
They give a spade.
water coming in, we have hydrants. It'll be busy.
All right. Okay, the site plan letter's already been
Yep.
for this, so this is, I'll need a copy of this, the new revised.
I have stamped ones for Nick, and I have copies for,
And your foundations match your,
yes,
your
they
house
do.
plans match your
They
foundation.
do, yes, that's correct.
So this is uploaded already?
This is, this plan is not uploaded yet, no. You want me to forward it to you, or you want to take this?
No, if you can upload it when you get a chance. you can.
Yeah, I'm
Would
the
you
only
like
one
to
that
keep a-
keeps,
Oh, you're the only one that keep? I
keeps
thought
a
you
file
kept it as
on,
well.
hard copy file on.
Yeah.
And you want a copy of the plan, Frank, or you want?
I think I have the house plan,
Yep. Okay,
all right?
let's hit that.
That's it.
All right, gentlemen.
Just keep in mind that I'm gonna be looking for the water line to be done. You know, ahead of this.
Well, I'd like to be doing that as we go along.
How are you gonna do it as you go along?
This doesn't require any water replacement over here. This is already in the 10-inch water line area. This is totally separate from the other 8 lots,
Okay.
so it's beyond the park.
Beyond the scope of the water work?
Correct.
Alright, so then the ones that are within that scope, the water line needs to be done first for those. So those, this is okay, if you're not gonna be.
Well, I'd like to request to be able to do the water line at the same time as we,
How are you gonna do an entire street of water line at the same time?
well, as we begin one, we'll be doing the water line at the same time. One of the lots down near my
So when you're
house.
ripping up, going after the foundation, we'll go in the street and run the water. So not,
But he's
you're not
doing
saying.
water, the main line. He's
Yes.
replacing the main line, whole street.
Yeah.
Generally, utilities are required to be done ahead of the lots. Like we've done in the past with Walnut over on Liberty.
Is it fair to say that water line will be installed before occupancy permits are issued for this?
That is correct,
Okay,
yes.
no condition, no occupancy permits until that. 208,
This is.
Yeah, that's
These
fine.
ones are outside that scope, so.
Doesn't
that's
matter, I
okay.
mean, the line still services those lots.
Yeah, but this one in front's not being replaced.
No.
The other one.
He just gave you
But
a
the pressure
pressure.
will be effective
Yeah, right.
on these lots.
No, I mean.
Because we do, I got people starting to question construction up there and what's going on, because they have low water pressure now. Explain to them that new 10-inch line is going in, so. Full occupancy is issued for those 2 lots. That line should be finished. I don't think that's gonna be a problem for you, right?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
But I'd like to be able to, we're gonna pull another permit as well on one of the other lots down near my house, and I'd like to be able to do that as well, as we're doing the water line as well.
that's fine, but,
Yeah.
you know, with the
Without the
understanding,
occupancy.
no occupancy permits will be issued until the water line is
Understandable.
approved by the city.
Okay.
The water line's gonna be your first, the first thing that you do.
You want all those?
No,
We'll do some. You want
number one.
You want one, right?
It's a little pretty heavy.
Well, there's a bunch of them. Take the first 4 off the top, those are gonna be from you.
Was there any changes to the last submittal?
Just the driveway opening was, just adjusted to get the cars in and out, slope.
Just on this lot, right? Or both lots?
Both lots, yes.
Okay, yes. Maybe the revised plan.
So I'll show you the right ones. There's 2. Just double check.
Do we have Verizon Wireless here? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
You want to come on up for your mounting brackets and antennas? This is at 124 Crystal Ave, 151 VFW Parkway, and 10 Walnut Ave.
Correct.
This is mounting to existing
Utility poles?
utility poles.
Yes.
The Deputy Fire Chief, you had
Just put you on the
issues.
spot.
I don't know if you,
So what are you saying, mounting brackets? What are proposed mounting brackets? So is this small cell?
It's
or-
small cell.
All right, is it small cell or is it just mounting brackets for right now? When you say, okay.
It is, I'll show you.
All right, so do you have your studies for the area? So your FAA studies for your antennas,
Yes.
do you have those?
No.
Okay, you gotta provide those
Okay.
as part of the documents
Okay.
for approval.
Is that an EME? I'm sorry, I really didn't.
Okay,
I got told.
all I'm told. Alright, so, here.
these plans were, this has been holding up a lot of them because these studies have not been submitted.
Oh, okay.
You have to go to the city council for a special permit
Okay.
for all three of these.
Is it an EME?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, okay, so forward those on.
Okay.
What are they, what does she have?
It's her
It's an EME study?
EME,
EME
yeah,
stands for?
magnetic emission. Yeah, something, I forget what that word is.
The next step will be, you'll receive a letter from, by email, site plan review, which will be stating that these need to go to the city council for a special permit. So basically it'll be a denial letter stating that you need a special permit. So once you receive that, your next step is to go to the city clerk and file for a special permit. Your application from Ashley Melnick and see, once you have that special permit, then you can apply for a building permit.
So right now, the city is in the process of rewriting the ordinance
Okay.
for this. We kind of wanted to have that done a few weeks ago, and it seems to be slipping due to the volume of work that's going on in the city. So that will be coming up. So you probably will get these three through in the old process, depending on how things go. But that's done. It's just being redlined right now. So that if that does get forward, these might be put on hold till that ordinance is passed. So
Okay.
we're kind of in that window of time.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that ordinance proposal available that we can look at to prepare for, or not until it's final?
I'll be totally honest, you guys helped us with it tremendously. So Verizon's been a great partner with helping us straighten out the issues there, so, all right.
All right, thank
So
you.
you were aware.
Someone is.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
We have somebody here for a site plan on Crest Ave. Site plan for our 120 VFW Parkway. Site plan for 120 VFW Parkway? No? Site plan for 58 Revere Beach Boulevard. What are you gentlemen here for in the back? Can't hear you.
320 Revere Beach Boulevard?
320?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
After.
That's it. Hi, good morning.
So,
Hi.
Hi, good morning. So it's nice to be here again with you. It's my honor.
And so we are here for very minor revisions to the site plan. The reason being that the ownership is very concerned about digging down onto the water table and have to de-water. Not only the construction is very complicated, we have to go through all kinds of agencies to get de-water permit. Also, they are more concerned about the long-term maintenance, like in the future, what if it leaks and all those kind of things. So because of that, they strongly suggested us to revise plans so that we could raise the cellar floor so that they could be more, to avoid dewatering. So that's really the purpose of this change. And so what we did is we raised the cellar floor about 5 feet. So before it was, the cellar was from the Ocean Avenue, from the Revere Beach side was 14.5 inches below, yeah. So before, it's 14, you see the 9'5" here? Yeah. So before it was 14'5" below the Revere Beach Boulevard grade where the water is going to come in, right? So now we raised that whole slab. So now it's 9'5". In that area, we can only accommodate one level parking. Before it was 2 level. So in the back area, half of the first floor slab, we raised it in order to accommodate the double deck parking. So we are able to accommodate all the parking required as per the last site plan review, which is 81 parking. And we revised the plan accordingly, but the rest of the building remained no change. So the only area we are taking over, if we go to the cellar plan, after the total floor plan is the cellar plan. What we did is that before this portion of the, so yeah, it's the, yes, cellar plan, yes, A5. So before this portion was used to be hotel back of house. And then we took it out, we occupied this space with parking in order to achieve the amount of parking we need because this portion becomes single parking. Fortunately, it's enough space, so we're able to move those functions, back of house function upstairs and make this work. So then the first floor, the changes we did is because we had to raise this portion of the first floor, the next page. Yep. The first floor, yes. Because we have to raise this portion in order to accommodate double deck parking below, we had add steps. Basically, there's a level difference, and also we made the outside area a courtyard instead of before it was covered or lobby space, but now we revise it into an open courtyard. That's the main change to the site plan. There's no change in the building height. There's no change in the bulk.
No change in the what? I'm sorry.
The bulk, the building bulk envelope.
Yeah.
And then there's no change in the total FAR, floor area ratio, which is 6.0 before, and now it's still the same. So we are asking for your permission to proceed with this route so that we could avoid dewatering and excavating.
Okay, quick question, refresh. So did you go for a special permit? Have you received it? Where do you stand on that?
Oh, yeah, we'd received a special permit on the project.
And when was that issued? I'm just worried about the time clock on that. 2 year.
August last year, so it's 1 year.
Okay.
A little over, it's over 1 year.
Okay.
So can you explain a little bit more? You're saying 2-level parking, so what are these permits? What are?
Yes, these are double deck.
We have to accomplish what within 2 years, without, otherwise we have to.
You have to exercise your rights to that special
Right.
permit
Right.
within 2 years by pulling a permit and starting.
So we have to hurry up. Okay.
Yeah. You don't avoid.
Where's your bottom floor elevation with relation to the groundwater table?
So
You're still within it, or are you above it now?
right now,
You're still below it?
based on the construction next door, they did not encounter any water table at that level. So that's why we based on the actual.
At the
what
level that
happened.
you're proposing?
Correct.
So did you go in front of conservation? Are the conditions all set? Conservation?
part of the,
No,
that's
Conservation Commission.
conservation.
I thought you did right now. Okay, well, you'll have to file as soon as possible with Concom.
Well, that's actually good if you now
Right. You have to go
change
back.
the levels, yeah.
So how many spaces, refresh my memory, there were 81 spaces and 2 garage levels before, correct? So
yes.
compressing those 81 spaces in one garage level by adding the stacks.
The stacks was there before too.
Well, how are we getting the same amount of spaces by eliminating the garage level?
Because we took
all right
over, we took over this whole portion before with supporting function.
Okay. Minus the ramps and everything that you would have added.
But have you analyzed the aisle widths and everything like that, Frank?
I haven't seen aisles here.
The ramp become much shorter too.
Well, we need 22-foot aisle widths for two-way travel.
Yeah.
I don't see what
It
those.
has, it's attended parking, so we propose one-way travel for attended parking.
I'm confused.
You're gonna access the end,
Yeah, I don't see how.
Access the
How's
same
that
ramp.
possible?
Correct, it's an all valet parking.
This shows one way. How do you get out?
So
There is
we
the
are
same
It's the same
ramp.
thing.
It's all valet.
So it's two-way parking though, regardless.
Yeah,
It
I
is,
don't-
yes, but it's a fully valet.
Width of that aisle width.
I can't even tell if that's an elevation, We don't have an
We don't have any
Yeah,
dimensions on
I think maybe you should better define your drawings, and I think
Yes.
maybe we should have meetings relative to the technical end of it, Frank, as opposed to the site plan. Is that Joe? No, I don't think so either.
No.
For the ramp,
Correct. Yeah, it doesn't meet the parking requirements, our aisle width requirements.
so you wanted basically 20.
So I think
Yes.
these are
Yes.
technical issues that we can deal with. I would maybe have some of your engineers, traffic management engineers. We can have a meeting relative to the technical end. But let's deal with the site plan issue and what has changed, if anything has changed relative to your special permit.
Sure, yeah. So for the special permit.
I don't have that language in front of me, so I'm not quite sure what.
Pull some stairs up, so
Right.
that it's a lift, there's no ramp needed.
That's his call, I know. I'm sure we can have a lengthy call review on this, yeah.
Because I'm going in here into high rise, and I gotta haul stuff in.
No ramp up to that second level?
There's a lift over to the right.
It's lift and
That's-
elevator, yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't, that's,
No.
I would highly recommend that you review your code compliancy relative to that, as far as accessibility.
So right now, it's this side we enter through the elevator, this side we through the left.
Well, I understand, how do you get to
Yeah.
this level? With the
That's
elevator?
how you.
Vertical access is here.
For this street, because it's 7 foot lower, this street, right? So this street, I come in, I have entrance for the 7. So I come in from grade, and then I go into the elevator, go out.
Okay.
Yeah, the other street, because it's
this is the
because there's
ocean
two
outside.
streets at different level
Yeah,
to
yeah.
start with. So if a ramp has to be added, I mean, it's not impossible,
does.
it's just very ugly
Yeah.
looking. So we have to make this whole thing.
Yeah, I would, again, highly recommend that you code review your accessibility routes.
That should be fine. Accessory should be fine for the elevators. If I install elevator, they're acceptable in lieu of
Okay.
ramp.
And you've
Yeah.
analyzed that?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know if I agree with you, but
Yeah.
we can
Of course,
discuss that at a later
yeah.
time.
Because the UB has the right to interpret the code.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, the building department has a right to interpret code. We will follow whatever you think is the right interpretation.
All right, we can analyze all this.
Sure.
Stuff like I said, so have we, I haven't seen the language of the special permit, but has anything changed relative to the language of the special permit? And what was conditions set forth in the special permit?
There were holes here.
Same thing. Conditions?
and citizen service? Or is this pre-citizen?
This is pre-citizen service, I don't know. This is citizen service, yeah.
No, it wasn't. This was.
Yeah,
This one
The
was-
letter of council is different. The letter of council is on.
yeah,
citizen service,
right,
so it's-
right.
Site plan
Yep.
review letter will be.
Yep.
Can I get a copy of this, or you have?
That's my file copy.
Hang on to
I
that,
make
make sure I have it in the file. Okay, so we need clarification of this ramp width.
Okay, so right now I believe it's 10 feet, but if you want two
Well, one-way travel is 12 feet.
at the
According to
corner.
our zoning requirements.
Yeah, okay, so clear requirement or
Is the
the
actual
column, between the
decision.
column.
Yeah. That's 10, right now, between the columns.
Between the column, yeah, because the column bump out the middle, because it's upstairs, the high rise upstairs is setback requirement. The setback, yeah.
So how far along are you in your design drawings?
We actually went ahead with a lot of design drawings before this change was requested, so we actually had the mechanical and the structural plan already done, but then because the ownership decided it's too much hardship going down, so we had to revisit that, but since we already had the base, all the structural columns already been determined here, so it will go faster, so our to produce a full set of.
Has your foundation system changed at all?
No,
No?
it's just a raise.
The foundation system that you
Movie, right?
We had a 2-foot mat slab.
Slab.
Yeah,
As long as they do the structural review, we can, I mean,
One of the conditions that vehicle access egress will be provided by 2 driveways on Ocean Avenue. So that's being changed to just 1 driveway now.
yeah, I think what we should do is, I think you would have to carefully decipher what the conditions are set forth and that they're implemented in the drawings.
okay.
All right, I think maybe you regroup,
Yeah.
come back, and make sure that everything is deciphered and implemented in the drawings that are required in the special permit.
For the conditions.
Correct.
So the reason we did not do the 2-way is really because this come at the.
But I can tell you that those are conditions set forth in the special permit. We don't have the ability to omit those.
Okay.
You'd have to go back for a revision to the city council. These are all requirements set
For the
forth.
driveways.
Yes.
So it's an enclosed below-grade structure. There's no way I'm gonna let you go with 1 driveway.
Okay.
Just so you know, I'm gonna fight you, because there's no way I'm gonna allow you to have an enclosed below-grade structure with 1 access that I have to get in there with my guys to deal with. There's no way that's happening.
I see. Okay. So, for the other thing is because this transformer that's required, that's really what has been kind of avoiding us from creating this 2-way is goes through the two floor space, and then this is also a later gain knowledge. Yeah, this is also later gain knowledge after the special permit was approved. So we were trying to incorporate that as well. That's why the challenge came.
So then you gotta look at the south side of the building and try to do it that way.
Yeah. I mean, a second driveway, that may require you to have these as stacked parking spaces.
Which is gonna change
To
your.
pick up.
I can't have, because the reason is because Revere Beach, we want to come in flat. That's a request by the,
Yeah, again, it's
Your
set
office.
special. Yeah, so I think the best bet at this point is to regroup,
Yes.
redesign, and come up with a plan that you can then say that meets the requirements set forth in the special permit.
So, you got 13 feet versus 9 feet, so you're talking 4 feet difference. How much did you come up?
4 feet.
Is that how much you came up?
about 5 feet.
About
She
5
said
feet.
5 feet.
Okay.
Before it was 5 foot below, in order to park double deck
Got
onto
it.
the lobby, hotel
Yep, I
lobby.
got it.
So if I am able to, I mean, that's another question. If I am able to raise this portion, then I'll be much better off. but my understanding was that the city would prefer this to be flat, this front portion, right? The front. Yeah, that's really where we are not able to use this portion to park more.
Why do we care if that's flat?
It's a design issue. We want to create a promenade leading up to the beach and not have the building right up against that sidewalk. Kind of like a plaza entry into the building.
All right, so we'll leave that to the designer to figure out how you can accomplish all those requirements at Brooklyn special permit and then come back. All right?
Would you recommend going to Conservation Commission before or after we resolve the question?
I would resolve this first.
Resolve this first.
Go to Concom.
And then go to Concom.
I mean, you may have to alter your on-site versus off-site parking ratio. I know we had 75 off-site parking spaces shown in the MBTA garage. That may have to be increased, and your on-site parking may have to be lowered.
So my question would be that if I don't have to go through a special permit again, I would love to do that. I'm probably losing about
So my comment to you on that would be analyze your special permit conditions and make sure they're implemented in the drawings.
Okay, I will do that. So next time, shall I submit the drawings, and do I have to be here, or he can represent me?
Again, how you want to go about your process is up to you. If he can intelligently answer the questions, if we do have any, that's up to you.
If you think you can keep the plans consistent with the existing order of conditions, the special permit, modify them, fine. But if you can't, you have to go back to the city council. And it looks like you're going to have to, given the parking situation and requirement that you have 2 driveways onto Ocean Avenue, or widen that driveway. That doesn't look
Well, except for
possible.
the fact that if we were to go to the council looking for a single driveway, I get the sense the fire department would not be happy with that.
That's
so
correct.
I don't want to go on that. I don't want to go
That's
on
what
that.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
You may have to alter your parking layout plan.
I don't want to ask the council to take a position adverse.
Well,
to
the council already told you have to have 2 entrances.
Right,
We
yeah.
want the 2 entrances. If you're
Entrances, so I think that we need to have the 2 entrances.
You're gonna have a problem with the parking. If you come back and you're looking to push that, we're gonna come after you for a lot more system.
Yeah.
And that's the way that's gonna be dealt with.
I would recommend that
Now, we're changing the on-off site ratio, that would still require
Yes.
going to the council.
yeah, because you're changing your parking situation on the site.
Columns that restricted you.
Yeah. Again, that could be a structural redesign, so that's,
Yeah.
we'll kind of leave that up to you to how you plan on resolving your issues. Okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck.
All right, I do have another question.
Yes.
The ownership has taken the property and they've raised the existing building and up there. The condition that some of the electrical connections coming off of Ocean Ave has been left is dangerous. Okay. All right, I've already written it up. We haven't had to do follow-up, but there's an exposed wiring and everything coming off the pole into the 2 intermission walls that are behind there, and everything drops in. Somebody's got to get out there and clean up that mess.
Yeah, so because that was done by the other agent that who did the
Yeah, but
examination.
we're
So if you can send the notice, I'm sure the attorney will send it to you.
Yeah, but who do you want me to send it to?
You could send to. You represent only.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I might, based on this conversation, the last resort we might have is to move transformer in front facing the Beach
No,
Boulevard
we wouldn't want that.
in order to accommodate the because of that. So,
Within the parking structure.
no, so basically it will be framed, it will be like louvers, right? It will be framed, springed, and then, because this is double height, so then I could, potentially make it work, so I could make more space in the back. That's a possibility. but that was
That's gonna
last
affect this
resort.
plaza level and design.
Yeah, so basically it will carve out this portion. So the plaza still remains, but this portion will become
Well, again, I'm going to comment back. So are these were elevations proposed to the city council relative to architectural
Yeah,
features?
Revere Beach Design Review Board
And
also.
Revere Beach design, yeah, so again, there's other layers
yes.
of reviews that you have to kind of consider.
Yeah. It's a tough,
It's a tough site.
address the parking issue.
And then we have to deal with the telephone poles on Ocean Avenue, and, get those underground, because it's gonna interfere with construction.
But I think it is.
I've heard that they don't expect an answer on the grant application, probably.
Yeah, Mass Works would cover that, hopefully.
But then if we go through a special permit again just for the reduced parking, that would take 6 months.
No, I'd say 3.
So instead of carving out within the garage here,
It's going to above the garage. The transformer has to be on grade.
it has to be on grade.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to be level.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that one in the back is it's lower at, the elevation is lower on
That's
Ocean
in
Avenue.
100.
Yeah, so that's why I maybe have a preliminary meeting with the Conservation Commission again. My suggestion to you is have your civil guys analyze the drawings and what you're doing. You're gonna have to kind of coordinate these drawings a little more than you are. If that's, your mechanical, your electrical contractor, engineers should coordinate relative to floodplains.
Yes.
If that's kind of simple, issues that should be resolved in design in-house.
So the transformers, this building, because we had a lot of discussion with with Conrad, and they don't want us to lift, because if they lift, they have this boom truck. So they want to be at the grade so that the boom truck could lift it out.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
So you're gonna have to coordinate that with the floodplain.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the way they do it is they build it up and they put louvers that come off the back of the building so they can pick it. You have to be a flip. So you can't disregard it. So I don't really understand what your concern is. You can't tell them, okay, to be a grade because you can't lift it. It's required to be above flood.
All right, so why don't you go back and do some engineering and some redesigning and get back to us.
See how you can design that within the front elevation. to make
Correct.
sense.
So flood elevation is below this grade.
I know.
So this side is no issue at all. This side, this just needs to pad up about 4 feet.
Yeah.
So it's on a concrete pad on 4 feet. So that's the flood
Nick,
elevation.
what's the elevation? Do you have anything on Ocean
So
Ave?
base elevation there is
Yeah.
option 12.
Yeah, what do you have in Ocean Ave?
What elevation?
Do you have any structures that you have?
It's here.
Oh, yeah, I don't have them with me, but I can.
Can you take a quick guess? Because she's saying it's out of the floodplain in Ocean Ave. I don't
So
believe
if I
that to be
raise
true.
We're raising it
If I
4
raise
feet
it,
above
yes.
the.
Oh, it could be, oh, okay.
Yeah, I raise it on a concrete pad.
What's the elevation at the
This
building?
is 12. The Ocean
I
Avenue
don't know that.
is 13.56.
On
Is
Ocean
that
Ave?
elevation 13?
Yeah.
Oh, it is? Oh, wow.
Ocean has 13.56.
Doesn't seem right to me.
It's here, so let me
That doesn't
see,
seem right
this
to me.
side, let me see, this side is,
Maybe the other side.
this side is
It does come up on the center, but no.
so we have a survey, we basically base it off all the drawings of the surveyor marked the elevations.
yep.
So here,
You pull anything off GIS thing?
so I have to,
I don't have
um,
elevation.
I
I have
will,
to tell you that.
yes, I will bring the survey next time.
Sure. Yeah, that'd be
I
good.
think the previous survey, I probably have marked it.
Yeah.
What it is.
Yeah.
I don't think,
So I believe I do need to raise 4 feet. I do need to raise 4 feet on the
Okay.
concrete pad, that's
Yeah.
my discussion with the Conrad.
yeah.
And then, but so this side is not the issue because it's I had the whole second floor that's like almost 25 feet. But the other side, on grade, let me go back and discuss with the client and see what's the way they would like to proceed. Yeah.
So this is, you have to take a look at this.
This driveway, if it's one way, has to be 12 feet. If you have another driveway here, that has to be 12 feet. That means if you can widen this can stay right where it is. You can widen this.
Yeah, but I lose 6 parking spots.
You would have to lose those parking spaces, yeah, that's correct.
So if I,
That which requires going to the city council anyways.
so if I move this to here,
Yeah.
it's the same, 6 parking.
So,
Yeah.
I know your issue is you don't want to chase water, go down. Why don't you limit? No control, just a thought. Why don't you still go down in a local area? Since you're already doing lifts, you could do below lift. You could do 3-car stack. If you take a certain area, you could do 3-car stacks and have 1 car below grade. You will have to do some dewatering, but at least it's localized and you're not trying to dewater the whole basement.
I think anyone want to do water is going to be a problem.
Yeah. You want to get over
The whole permitting process for
Oh,
that.
it's the permitting process.
Yeah,
It's the
the
permitting.
real.
There isn't any way that you can really discharge it.
Yeah.
That's probably, it's a big issue. The other part of it too is when you have,
Might be in the ocean.
when you have, it's ocean water. When you have, the final structure below, the, the water table, then you're talking about possibly having to dewater it with like some pump on a regular basis. So then, of course,
That's why you build a mat slab and you fill it with gravel and you
Yeah, keep
properly
water.
waterproof it.
Yeah,
Done in Boston many times.
it's the capabilities that
But
they're to
it's a
do. I mean,
significant
it's-
effort, I think that's
Yeah.
part of it.
So they're gonna have to weigh those dollars and,
Yeah, so
the
the lot-
science behind it.
Why don't you move this here
Currently,
and have your driveway here?
you know.
Then you lose, these can be moved over, these spaces.
I think that's a good idea, so I'm going to try past that. So basically replace those.
Replace that and then have your
come
driveway
this
here.
way. That
Move
sounds
these
like.
spaces over here.
Yes, I can park here.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a possibility. Oh, because of shear wall, I still have to open the shear wall. So that's one thing. And the other thing I was thinking, maybe I just take out the trash chute altogether, move the trash chute somewhere else, and make this aisle parkable, then I can make this open. So I have some ideas. Let me go back and
Yeah.
redo my
I think that's the
homework.
best bet. Yeah, go back and then design it, take a look
Yeah.
at it, consider all the information you have
Yeah.
and come back,
Okay,
okay?
thank you very
Okay.
much. Yeah.
Okay, that concludes site plan review committee meeting for October 22nd, 2019.